happy you're here. Welcome to Chai Beauty, where I get to share my thoughts, my dreams, my aspirations, my visions for the future. And guess what? You get to be along for this journey because we are in this together. So let's begin. The first thing I want to talk about is a book. It's called The Road Back to You, an Enneagram Journey to Self-Discovery by Ian Morgan Crone and Susan Stabile. The reason I chose this book is to love their neighbor. You have to love yourself and you have to know who you are. So I'm going to read the beginning. The Road Back to You, the Enneagram uncanny accuracy in describing how human beings are wired, both positive and negative, has spiked its popularity in recent years. Although others have explored its connection with Christianity spiritually, not until Ian Morgan Crone and Susan Stabile forged their approach in this book, has there been such a practical, comprehensive, and approachable way of accessing the Enneagram wisdom. So how do we use this wisdom? First, you have to figure out what are the personality types. There's actually 9. The first one, the perfectionist. Ethical, dedicated, reliable. They're motivated by a desire to live the right way, improve the world, and avoid faults and blame. That sounds like a great person. The helper. Warm, caring, and giving. They're motivated by a need to be loved and needed, and to avoid acknowledging their own needs. The performer. Successful, oriented, image conscious, and wired for productivity. They are motivated by a need to be or to appear to be successful and to avoid failure. The romantic. Creative, sensitive, moody. They're motivated by a need to be understood, experience their oversized feelings, and avoid being original, I'm a cool kid. The investigator. Analytical, detached, and private. They are motivated by a need to gain knowledge, conserve energy, and avoid relying on others. The loyalist. Committed, practical, witty. They are worst case scenario thinkers who are motivated by fear and the need for security. Type 7, the enthusiast. Fun, spontaneous, adventurous. They are motivated by a need to be happy, to plan simultaneous experience, and to avoid pain. The challenger. Commanding, intense, confrontational. They are motivated by a need to be strong and avoid feeling weak. The peacemaker. Pleasant, laid back, accommodating. They're motivated by a need to keep the peace, merge with others, and avoid conflict. Now that you know, which one do you think you are? Now that you have had time to think about it, we're going to go to the second part, the triads. The 3 numbers on the Enneagram are divided in 3 triads. 3 in the heart or feelings, 3 in the head or fear, 3 in the gut or anger. Each are driven by a different cause or root. The anger or gut triad, 8, 9, 1. 8 externalize it. 9 forgets it. 1 internalize it. The feeling or heart triad. 2, 3, 4. They're driven by 2, focus on outwards of the feelings of others. 3, having trouble recognize their own feelings or other people's feelings. 4, concentrates their attention inward on their own feelings. Fear or head triad. 5, 6, and 7. 5, externalize it. 6, internalize it. 7, forgets it. So, are you anger, feelings, or fear? What drives you? So, have you thought? Have you pondered your core number? What is your personality type? Now, this is the complicated part, and I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible. But if you get confused, definitely rewind. So, with your core number, you have 3 other attributes to it: the wing, the stress, and security. The wing is the number that is closer to your core numbers. So if you're 1, it's a 9 and a 3. If you're a 2, it's a 1 or a 3. If it's a 3, it's a 2 or a 4. If it's a 4, it's a 3 or a 5. If it's a 5, it's a 4 or a 6. If it's a 6, it's a 5 or a 7. If it's a 7, it's a 6 or an 8. If it's an 8, it's a 7 or a 9. If it's a 9, it's an 8 or a 1. Whew, that was a lot of numbers. But I was about to give you a little beatbox, but I decided not to do that for you. Understand? So that means it's like your job depends on it. So we'll start at the beginning. Your stress number for a 1 is a 4. Your stress number for a 2 is an 8. Your stress number for a 3 is a 9. Your stress number for a 4 is a 2. Your stress number for a 5 is a 7. Your stress number for a 6 is a 3. Your stress number for a 7 is a 1. Your stress number for an 8 is a 5. And your stress number for a 9 is a 6. What do you think? You're getting it? Now, when you're secure, you're happy, you move towards another number. And the security number indicates the type your personality moves towards and draws energy and resources for where you're focused. So if you're a 1, you're healthy when you're a 7. When you're a 2, you're healthy when you're a 4. When you're a 3, you're healthy when you're a 6. When you're a 4, you're healthy when you're a 1. When you're a 5, you're healthy when you're an 8. When you're a 6, you're healthy when you're a 7. And you're healthy, you move towards a 5. And when you're 8 and you're healthy, you move towards a 2. And when you're a 9, you move towards a 3. And in our self-discovery, we want to move towards those numbers of security. But we want to be self-aware of our stressors. Like, what do we move towards and how we can counteract those? We now will begin with the deadly sins. Each of these 9 personalities deal with the deadly sins. 1s are anger. 2s are pride. 3s are deceit. 4 is envy. 5 is avarice. 6 is fear. 7 is gluten. 8 is lust. And 9 is sloth. And you're thinking, okay, what does that mean? For 1, your anger can be smothered in resentment because no one, not yourself or anyone, can hold up to your high standards. 2, you're to believe you're indispensable. You believe if you cater to everyone, you will be needed and that they will have to continue to hold on to you. 3, you have built this image and this appearance around yourself You even believe it yourself. So sometimes you're asking yourself, who am I? 4, you believe that you're missing something. You believe that you're not complete. You don't understand why all these other people are super happy. 5, you try and you try to believe you are enough and you have all the answers and you're independent. 6, you fear worst case scenarios that you don't even try. 7, you avoid painful experiences. You try to be satisfied, but you never truly are. 8, you have lust. You want everything. You confront everything. There is no time for you to let your guard down and breathe. 9, your priorities, your time to management, your personal belief, your personal development. What about you? What do you want to do in your life? What do you see for yourself? So what am I? I'm a 7. I have a fear of missing out. FOMO, just in case you didn't know. I'm optimistic by default. I'm popular and I have a lot of friends. Not really, but okay. I quickly get bored with the same routine and try new things. Life is better than people imagine, and it's all about how you explain things to yourself. I don't like it when people have expectations of me. Sometimes I'm so eager for the future, I can hardly wait for it to get here. Those are the things I agree with. Some of the things I don't agree with. I can't have a heavy conversation with people. I understand the value of others. I meditate. I think. I ponder. What is my wing, you're wondering? Well, my wing can either be a 6 or 8. Mine's a 6. These 7s are more settled than other 7s. Fueled by the conscience of the 6, they give both projects and people more time before moving on to the next thing. These 7s are sensitive and a bit more anxious, but they are successful using charm to disarm. Once they commit to a relationship, they have a good chance of staying connected and working out challenges in it. These 7s are loyal to family and friends. They are funny, entertaining, and accepting of others. When I am a 7 in stress, I'm a 1. I'm a stressed out 1 in pressure. I'm analytical. It's a checklist. We gotta get it done. We gotta do it fast and we gotta do it furious. On my checklist, it has to get done by the end of the day. And everyone must stay out my way. My emotions are off and the goal is set. However, when I'm secure, well, you see, I started a podcast. I share my ideas. I explore deeper thoughts. I explain. And I experience life with all 5 senses. Love is at the end of the chapter. It starts with this quote. The beginning of love is the will to let those we love be perfectly themselves. The resolution not to twist them to fit our own image. If in loving them we do not love what they are, but only their potential likeness to ourselves, then we do not love them. We only love the reflections of ourselves we find in them. Thomas Merton. So back to the beginning. To love thy neighbor. Do you love your neighbor because you see yourself in them, or do you love them for who they are? Do you hold them to the expectations they hold themselves, or do you hold them to your own? To give advice is not to give the advice you give for yourself. but to give advice to the person that asked for the advice. So I would never give people advice on what I would do in their situation. I will only give them advice on things they would do in this situation. Because to love my neighbor is to walk next to them. To love my neighbor is to take a step and understand my 9 personality types and figure out which one is mine, and to understand where I'm going and where I'm coming from. To love my neighbor is to understand what love is. So after you have read the book, post and comment on Twitter and Instagram to have a deep conversation with me